Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of Operation Common Sense. Finally, feels good to say that. It's been a while. Sorry, I got my dog in here and he's looking out the window to see if he can go bite. But anyway, listen, glad you're here. We're on every major podcast platform. So wherever you're listening, go ahead, click the like button, subscribe. That way you're notified of when we're dropping new content and kind of what we're up to and what we're doing. But, we'll get into how this thing started here soon. But this is my partner in crime,
What's up,
Casey.
guys? I'm Casey.
So Casey's a Georgia boy.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep. And he's done a little everything in his life, fitting pipes. I don't know where he's fitting them at. I think they call it a pipe fitter, right?
You want me to elaborate on that a little bit?
No, I think we just leave that there.
Oh, okay.
And then he went from fitting pipes right into the Coast Guard. And I think he was in the YMCA band at one point. I don't know which one he was, but you guys pick. You decide which one is Casey, and we'll just roll with that. But no, go ahead.
Yeah.
And all reality, here's Casey.
Yeah. So thanks, Matt, for that awesome intro. Just keep in mind, guys, we have a 100-pound killing machine dog in here with us. So hey, welcome to the show. But yeah, I'm Casey. Like Matt was saying, I'm born and raised in Georgia. I kind of grew up doing a series of different things, learned a lot in my younger years, made a lot of mistakes, and I ended up joining the military. So I was in the Coast Guard, where I did federal law enforcement, search and rescue for most of my time there. And right before I decided to get out, I became a corpsman. So got into the medical field, and that was rewarding but daunting. And yeah, I'm a father of two and a husband, and we're still here in Georgia, so I'm happy.
Yeah, and like I said, my name is Matt Rizzi from New Jersey, born and raised, came south, spent 20 years really in the Middle East, North Africa, providing intelligence services to both governments, NGOs, so forth. Got a lot of stories, a lot of humor. Some things serious, some not so much. Just I see things from a different perspective, and hoping to bring you some of that perspective on the show. And you can kind of see, maybe see things how I see them. Not that, how I see them is always correct, but it's just a different perspective than what gets reported on the media and news. So that's what we, Casey and I, we hope to bring to you guys.
I guess late 2024, that's been a year or so now. I moved into Matt's neighborhood, and
I don't own the neighborhood. I'm just the mayor. I may own it.
It's debatable. Anyway, me and him, whatever, we kind of struck up conversation, and we ended up following up on those conversations because they were immediately interesting. It was faith, it was war, it was prior jobs, it was whatever, you name it. It's been like a series of highs and lows type of conversation. And we were sitting on his back porch, and we were just like, why don't we just do a podcast? We were basically doing a podcast anyway. So we just decided, hey, I think this is right. I think the world lacks a little common sense, and we just talk about things very plain. I mean, there is no gray space in some of the things we talk about, but I will encourage the listeners, you will get a lot of humor out of this. So
you're going to get some humor. You're going to get interesting stories. You're probably going to hear some things maybe that you haven't heard before, or maybe not in the depth of what's being reported. But yeah, listen, common sense is one of those things that just, when you go through the daily news and you read these stories, it just seems like we're getting so far away from what's logical, right? And just kind of, it's crazy how the answers are so simple and they're right in front of you, but yet nobody yet wants to see those.
Yep.
And so we just thought, like, listen, we could have a good conversation on a number of different topics, just really looking at, okay, what are facts, and what's the common sense aspect of what we're doing here. So, and like I said, we don't have all the answers. Some of these things are opinions. You guys may agree, disagree. Either way, that's perfectly fine. I'm the first one to tell you we're not always right. But glad to hear your feedback. Tell us where we're wrong. Tell us what you're thinking. Hell, even come join the show one day. If you want to have a conversation about it, we're glad to get you in the show, and whether it be remote or in person, and have these conversations, because we're open to learning things that we didn't know.
Yeah, and good call on that. Fine, to wrap this little intro up, I just wanted to let everybody know that if you don't like listening to me and Matt, just wait for one of our guests, because we have some guys that have seen some of the uglier sides of the world and some subject matter experts. So if these conversations are for you, just wait a little longer. You'll get really interesting takes.
And we may have some complete loons in here that we just scratch our head and wonder, like, what are we doing here with our lives?
Yeah.
But, listen, now that's over. Let's get into the news, right? Interesting stories. I got to start with this, and this is going to be a little off script. I know that's scary for you, right? I was looking at a news article the other day, and some pop star was giving a concert somewhere in the Northeast, and she was like, "Oh, fuck Trump and fuck ICE and fuck all this and all this." Like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like it, go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's a common sense thing. Like, Whoopi Goldberg,
Mm-hmm.
the View. She's constantly, Trump's this, Trump's that, I'm leaving. Fucking leave.
Yeah.
Your movies suck anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You look like a fucking homeless hooker. Joy Behar, I don't even know who the fuck that is.
I don't know who that is either.
And it's like, all it is Trump's bad, Trump's this, Trump's that. Hey, if Trump wins, I'm going to leave the U.S. Bruce Springsteen, fucking see you later.
He said that too?
Yeah, fuck him. And I'm from Jersey.
Yeah, that's a big deal. You guys don't
Yeah.
back on each other.
And like, I don't understand, like, why all of this, anti-American sentiment. Here's the thing about these ICE raids. They are picking up fucking illegals.
Mm-hmm.
They're not called legals, right? They're called illegals. What other country can you go to illegally, live off the government, and expect that you can vote in an election?
Or cut your hands off in other countries.
Yeah, vote in an election, get benefits, get, this, that, and everything else, and then have a bunch of, I don't even know what the fuck you want to call them, sympathetic fucking assholes that say, oh, you shouldn't deport them. Why the fuck not?
Yeah. All right. So to go back to the president thing, I'm old enough now that I've lived through multiple presidents. And one thing I refuse to do is to badmouth the president publicly. Whether I like him or I freaking wish he was not born. I think it's disgusting that people are, well, first off, they forget that they have the freedom to get in front of millions of people in a safe little studio and diminish what they're doing when they do that is not only are they turning their back on the leader of our nation in front of other countries, which is extremely dangerous. It's a selfish choice. They don't realize that they're weakening America as a whole. When you choose to run your leader down in front of other nations and you make it known, you are weakening the nation as a whole. You are making us look susceptible. You're making us look divided. And that's dangerous. And I disagree with that to the extent. Are you allowed to disagree with who the president is? Yes. I've disagreed with who. I wasn't a fan of Biden. I'm not a fan of some of the shit Trump says, but I think he has much better intentions than we've had in a long time. Even for the left, he's looking out for the left in a lot of ways that people are either overlooking or refuse to admit or look up on their own.
It's the division that you speak of, right? That's what the agenda is.
And the fact that they forget that they're so free. You cannot do what they do in other countries.
Yeah.
You would be nailed to a freaking cross if you got up and said, our president is blah, blah, blah. You wouldn't make it to your car in the parking lot before somebody had a bag over your head.
Absolutely. Yeah, you had the freedom to say what you want here, right?
Yeah, sure. All right, I mean, go ahead and do it.
At a certain point.
Yeah, like you got to have some self-regulation.
Yeah, like if you say that George Floyd was a crackhead, that's not allowed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was a fucking crackhead.
Most criminals are criminals.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point, to a point. From law enforcement, I definitely have opinions about that specific case. Personally.
Yeah. I just don't get this whole anti-America thing. Like when Biden was president, these people were out of their mind happy. And Biden was a child sniffing moron. Right? This guy, like if you look videos of him.
There's video footage of him smelling children.
Yeah, and he just looks weird. He just looks lost. He looks like like you did
Like
Sunday.
you stood him up on you like rolled him in, stood him up, and said,
Propped him up.
"Say whatever we told you to say." It was just like,
he didn't have a clue what's going on, right?
yeah, that's dangerous for our country.
It's weak, right? But
Is he a
that's
good person? I don't know, but he wasn't a good person for the role. I don't
but
think.
here's the thing: is like people love that. These guys were over the moon. Oh, Biden,
Mhm.
and now all of a sudden, Trump. They did during his first term. Trump's this, Trump's that. They spent 4 years trying to get rid of that guy, including the Department of Justice and the Clintons and everything else, right? And then you get Biden in because, we can debate that election, who knows. But, now you get Biden in, he makes some of the worst decisions for our national security, opens up the borders, right? You get a flood of all these illegals, criminals, and so forth flooding into this country. They're killing U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have enough of that going on without them here.
They're killing U.S. citizens. They're not supposed to be here. But yet, hey, you know what? You can vote, right? Vote in our election. And let me ask you a question.
Hold on, let's hit the common sense point because that's what this podcast is about. As a viewer, having listened to what he just said, what does common sense tell you? Common sense says we brought people here for votes. They did it right before the election time.
Yeah, they did the whole 4 years.
That is simple math, which is infuriating.
And that was the purpose, right? Get them here so they can vote for us. Let's force the laws to where they can vote. Like, tell me something you can do without an ID.
Nothing.
You can't even have a library card.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, you can vote here. You don't need no stinking ID. Right?
Mhm.
That means you can vote 2, 3 times, 4 times, whatever. You can, it's craziness. Like, what other country can you go to illegally, not have an ID, no documentation, and vote in their elections? Their most, critical elections that, we as Americans have rights to, right? We have a right to vote, right?
Mhm.
What other country can you go do that in? It doesn't make sense.
If you landed in another country, you wouldn't make it far off the tarmac if you had blue eyes in some countries.
Yeah, but
Like, you're done. Don't even show up,
But here's the thing: when you try and get rid of the illegals and go back to where you came from, now you're racist. Now you're, oh, that's not right. That's not fair. Fuck Trump. Fuck you.
It's like a blame game. They sat and they were like, "Hey, let's let a bunch of people in to increase our votes." And then by the time I'm out of office, we can just say he's mean for trying to fix the system or the problem that we create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck ICE.
Yeah.
Cartels got $50,000 up to $50,000 bounty on hits on ICE and border agents right now.
I trained with some ICE guys in South Georgia, and yeah, that's disheartening to find out.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
A guy I used to work with used to head BORTAC.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so, and that's here in the U.S., right? A Mexican cartel. Let's go through this. And I don't fuck with Mexican cartels. Mexican cartel has up to a $50,000 bounty on hits on ICE and Border Patrol folks here in the U.S. L.A. County, state of emergency in L.A. County because of ICE raids.
What does that mean? Like, L.A. declared a state of emergency because of their raids?
Yeah.
Because of property destruction?
No, because they want illegals to stay. They want illegals.
I mean, I get the desire to be here. I would probably try by any means to get my family here if I was in a crappy situation.
But you know what? Listen, here's the thing. There's a way to do it legally. There's a way to do it legally.
Which is slow.
It may be slow, right? But it's the right way.
Yeah.
Like, we want people to come here and contribute to our economy,
Mm-hmm.
be part of society, be a helpful member of society, right?
Yeah.
But do it the right way. And that shouldn't be much to ask.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But as we've seen from the EU, this open border thing is a killer. Because over there, they got African migrants that come from North Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who these guys are. Like, they're not vetted. You can't vet that many people. And I know that the White House, after the Afghan pullout,
Sorry to cut you off, but that is a good or a good point to add to an open border type policy is that, I mean, even, okay, the small time criminals are coming in, they're doing whatever, misdemeanor felony charges. That's one thing. But again, when you show things like this to the rest of the world, they're all sitting over there going, now's our chance, boys. You
Yeah.
know? Like, and that might be people that want to release an airborne chemical in a airport facility. I mean, like, that's the kind of people that are slipping through Canada and Mexico. It's not just that's okay. I feel like we should have made that clear to people that maybe aren't privy to it. It's not just Hispanics,
Yeah.
or it's not just. I mean, this is people. This is extreme terrorist groups from the Middle East, Russia, China. Like, that is a far-reaching thing. Sorry, I got you off your topic, but
no,
I feel like that's an important thing to highlight, because otherwise it seems like we're like, oh, get all Hispanic people. That's such a small piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And the media is using that as a race tool. But there's a much bigger picture that people either, again, aren't privy to, or they just don't want to accept the fact that fentanyl is coming from Mexico and China's bringing it in. And there are Chinese people living in Mexico to facilitate this all along the coast of Mexico and South America. It's not just, oh, this poor family from Mexico. I mean, I hate that those type of Hispanics are catching the brunt of this, but I would think that they would be level-headed enough to go, hey, I get it. I understand why you guys are frustrated. Like, like your country's going to be deteriorated from the inside out if you don't.
When you look at folks that have come from Mexico legally and they're in this country and they're working hard.
They serve our country.
They
They're
serve our
military,
country.
yeah.
But a majority of those folks vote Republican, not Democrat.
Yeah.
Right. You go back and you look at file footage, okay, when Biden had the open border, and you look at some of the interviews they were doing on the border. These are military-age males, not Mexican, Middle Eastern.
This is which port of entry? This is
through
the southern border?
Yeah, southern border, right?
Yeah, okay.
Military-age males, not Mexican, Muslims.
Yeah.
And
this problem is way bigger reaching.
Yeah. I mean, we all know, okay, over the last 25 years, 24 years since September 11th, right? We've learned over that time that these organizations, they watch the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. They gather intel. They know, okay, listen, we want to go. How easy is it to go to Mexico, hire a mule, get them across the border?
Yeah.
Right? Come across, and you lose track of them. They're in the wind. They've already have a support network here.
Yeah, safe houses everywhere.
Yeah, they have a support network here in the U.S.
Funded from the
funded by
most elite in the Middle East. Yeah.
Funded by Biden.
Oh, you mean because the way he was funding? Yeah.
Yeah, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 million dollars a week.
So that was like mid to late 2024 is when he was doing that, right?
No,
sending
it was
financial aid
it
over
was from the Afghan pullout on forward.
Okay.
Right? These guys are flush with cash.
Yeah, what is that?
They've never had so much money, right?
What is that? Why would you do that? Was that some form of reparation for, hey, sorry we left so early, we would like to make it up to you? What is, how do you justify that?
Well, so I think the justification of it was this is us helping prop up the new government of Afghanistan.
Right? Yeah, but we just took it over the day we left. It was overrun. It was already too late.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. What you don't understand is that money is broken up and goes to certain folks, right? And a lot of it is dedicated to NGOs, right? In Afghanistan are operating there. These NGOs are front companies owned by the Taliban, right?
Yeah,
they divvy up that cash. The Bin Laden family gets, a decent sum of that money, maybe up to $10 million a week. Cash.
How weird is that?
Yeah. And, Al-Qaeda's number one passport maker, who has a seat at the table with the Taliban, gets some of that money. His sole job is to make passports so these terrorists can travel and attack us using our own dollars, right? That's your taxpayer dollars. And So
If they can't make that work, then they just come through one of our borders.
yeah, they just go through a border.
Yeah.
Make it easy.
Like, hey, that's even cheaper. We'll keep the money.
Go to Canada.
Yeah.
Because Canada don't care.
Can you speak on, from experience, anything in Canada with the Middle East having people up there?
So
I know you'd mentioned that a while ago. I don't know if that's still a sensitive thing.
you can even date back to the World Trade Center attacks, right?
Mhm.
There was a key individual that came through Vancouver,
Uh-huh.
south.
Yeah.
Right. Just recently, I'd say recently, maybe in the last 6 months, there was a gentleman that was being tracked from, I think it was from Pakistan into Canada. His desire was to come to the United States to attack synagogues.
No kidding.
They picked him up,
Yeah.
but he had weapons and everything else already that he got from somewhere. So, listen, it's not outside the realm of possibility that people are moving, right? I know I'm dating back now, maybe 3 years ago. Guy's mom tipped him off, right? My son, Antifa, out
Yeah.
in Washington State, right?
Mhm.
Went to Syria to learn how to make bombs and wants to come back and bomb certain places here in the United States. And his mom actually tipped him out, right? And passport, everything else. I sent that on to my DHS folks so they could flag him. And it's like they said at the time, okay, he's traveled from Washington over to Syria. Right now, he's traveled there. He hasn't done anything wrong, right? Pick him up before he gets back because she was worried she didn't want him to go do anything. Here's the interesting thing. You got to start looking at the dynamics of how that happens, right? How does someone in Syria send a ticket to someone from an Antifa organization, and how does that person get from A to B, right? So he went from Washington to Switzerland on to Syria, Turkey into Syria. So now the bigger question is, okay, who pays for that? Who pays for that ticket, right? And, I can go back and tell you that, like funding, okay, when you look back in Syria and ISIS and so forth, the funding elements were vast. But part of it was counterfeit cigarettes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a brand of cigarettes was showing up in Syria that shouldn't be distributed in Syria.
It's like early 50s mafia type stuff.
It's crazy. They're coming from Iraq or wherever else, right? Russians were big.
So they were cigarette sales.
Yeah, I mean, and at first I was like, how many cigarettes are we talking about, right? Because how are you going to make money?
Yeah.
You're talking like shitload, boats,
Like a skyscraper.
boats full. What we uncovered that money was for recruiting efforts. It was getting people from, A to B.
Damn.
And, in Somalia, Somalia was Marlboros, right? That's a big, Al-Shabaab funding element. It was bootlegged alcohol, like Jack Daniels or whatever, right? They print a Jack Daniels label, put it in a bottle, and maybe it's a quarter Jack Daniels.
Mhm.
They cut the rest of it with jet fuel and other things.
What?
Yeah, and they sell it, right? And so it's a big funding mechanism for terrorist organizations. It's counterfeit goods, right? It's no different than, you go to New York, you see Canal Street,
Louis.
and you see all the fake Louis, right?
Yeah.
They all lead to something else. It's not just like a one-off thing. They just made a bust the other day. I mean, these things are millions of dollars worth in bust of counterfeit goods. Those goods get sold because somebody's like, oh, I don't want to buy the real thing, so I just go buy this fake one, right?
Yeah.
And every dollar you spend, like somebody keeps it, the majority of that goes back and it funds further activity.
Mm-hmm.
Funding mechanisms are all over the place, but here's the thing. These are your tax dollars. Like the money that you work for, that the government withholds for your tax dollars, and they allocate it into special programs or whatever programs. That money's going to fund your enemies to attack you. Think about that for a minute, right?
Yeah.
Now, Obama wasn't a bad dude. Like, I was bowling at the White House with him.
I heard a good story about him holding a salute for like hours.
Yeah, listen,
for fallen guys. I don't know, I don't know him as a person, but
do I agree with his policies?
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
But as a person, to have a conversation, not a bad guy.
Solid dude.
Actually, I kind of like the guy.
Mhm.
I liked his background of coming from like, nothing to something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's great. That's the American dream. That's why people want to come here
He
because
was a good speaker. I think he, as a president, I think he represented our country well as an entity. He was a great speaker. He seemed like he knew it was Tuesday when it was Tuesday.
yeah.
I mean, common sense.
Yeah.
It's bare minimum skills to represent a country well.
This is a guy who would go rip cigs with me.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So he's a good dude,
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember when they were looking at his like White House visitor logs. I was like, "Fuck, man, my name's gonna be all over that place." Either way, good dude. Yeah, no issues with him. Policy, not great. I'll tell you. You know who was the most disappointed by Obama?
Who?
Wasn't us. Black folks.
Really?
Yeah. When you look back at that election that the campaign that Obama ran, right? It's been duplicated over and over again, right? Because it's free this, free that, free everything.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And now you look at Biden, Hillary, free everything. Biden, free everything. People love free shit.
Free is dangerous.
Yeah. But here's the
Free
thing.
is dangerous.
You know why they're the most disappointed? Because they didn't get shit for free after they voted him in.
Really?
It's all bullshit. They ain't getting no fucking free cell phones and free this and free that and everything else. It's silly. The thing for me that comes up under Biden, yes, we did get bin Laden under Biden.
Yeah, he sped that up. The minute he hit office, he sped that up. He directed funds and resources. I do remember learning about that.
Yeah, I mean,
We were at a stagnant point with Bush. Not to say he was a bad guy, but
that was a longer journey than anyone anticipated on because
Yep.
A lot of folks that I know, some of the guys that made decisions of, hey, we can get this guy quick, right?
Yeah.
And did we have opportunities? Sure. A lot harder than we thought, right? So I give Obama credit for pulling the mechanisms together and actually having the balls
Mhm.
to say, yes, let's go do it and get him, right?
Yeah.
And
Not every dude can be perfect in leadership.
no.
You got to deal with something,
I think if you strive for perfection, you fail,
You
right?
can't please everyone either.
No. And you're not going to. But here's the thing. It took balls for Obama to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't an easy thing. It wasn't even a known thing. There's a huge element of danger, right? When you think about, okay, all of a sudden there's this massive house that pops up in Abbottabad, Pakistan, down the street from their is their West Point. Our West Point is to them.
It's like their
Right.
Buckhead of Atlanta, yeah.
And now you're gonna send folks from JBAD into Pakistan airspace without notifying Pakistan, because you can't afford Pakistan to tip
Mm-hmm.
bin Laden that they're
Yeah.
coming.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of risk there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
They-
mean? You're
They were
risking
being pursued, I'm pretty sure, on the way back home.
on the way out. Yeah. But you got to
Aerial pursuit for
there's a lot of risk there, and you're really dangling with a nuclear power
Mm-hmm.
in Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, ballsy.
Yeah.
Ballsy to do it.
Yeah.
Successful. Great. Benghazi, not so much.
Yeah.
Hillary, definitely to blame on that. You know where Obama was when Benghazi happened?
You mentioned he was at some dinner party or something.
No, he was out in Vegas with Michelle meeting Beyonce.
Oh, yeah.
That's priorities. And I knew some of those Benghazi guys. I was close to that theater when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the messaging was wrong of, hey, it's this video and this and that and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that's bullshit, right? So yeah, not a big fan of that. But I give him credit for doing what he did, right?
Credit where credit's due type of.
That's that. But here's the thing: open borders dangerous. It lets people in the door.
Yep.
Once you get in the door, now you get all these celebrities and Instagram folks and these fucking nothings
Click hounds.
Yeah, oh, fuck ICE and fuck Trump and fuck Orangeman and, oh, we're not no Kings Day today. Let's have a bunch of no Kings rally. Why don't you get the fucking work?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why don't you do something, worth time? It's silly. I just I don't get it.
There's definitely a way to get what you want. There is power in numbers, but it has to be done a certain way.
Yeah.
Usually stomping up and down the street just makes you and all your friends look bad.
Well,
Unless you stomp all the way to the White House. And then you look bad there too. But
it's just silly.
yeah.
I mean, it's silly. It defies common sense that all of a sudden Trump is going to change fucking everything, and now he's going to run for a third term, and now he's going to be a king. And
Is that what they're saying? He's going to try to change the 2 amendments?
so then people are like, "Oh,
Sorry, I'm not aware of this.
oh, we've already seen the MAGA hats for the next term, and all this other stuff."
So, okay, I would like to just say, as like I guess I'm a right-leaning individual. I would go to my grave before I let somebody change the term limits single-handedly.
Yeah, it's
I would go into a terroristic mindset. I would never allow. That's the misconception, and this is what you're saying. The click hounds create
yeah.
this image of the other party or the other leaning person, and it makes it look like we're all this or all that. I would never allow, or in my power, I would never allow Trump. I don't care. I don't care who Trump is. Like, I'm not going to let him just change that overnight. Like,
It's disinformation because there's idiots out there that believe it, right?
and that's terrible because the same idiots vote for the president.
Yeah,
They vote for the leader of our country.
yeah.
And they believe something so silly created by.
And this is what I told you, right?
Mhm.
It used to be 20, 30 years ago, if you want to take over a country, you do it by force. Now you do it by disinformation.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening, right? Social media, the internet has become a tool to divide the United States along political lines or whatever lines, right? But there's a division. It could be race, it could be politics, or it could be whatever, right? That's what it's doing. If you're dumb enough to believe that Trump is a trying to be a king, right? Or that if he's going to run another term, right? He's going to change it. And I love the women. I love the women, right? The women that say, "Oh, don't let Trump in because we're going to lose rights." What rights have you lost?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, tell me. Oh, because you can't have an abortion? The federal government kicked the abortion back to the states, right? That's not a Trump thing.
Yeah, that's government structure at its fine. That's letting the
It
American
was
government
always supposed to be with
structure.
the state, not the federal government,
Yeah.
right? So, okay, if you're saying you can't go get knocked up and get an abortion, and that's Trump's fault, it's all different disinformation. You're a moron.
Mhm.
I don't get it.
Well, but I think people like to have someone to blame.
Yeah, of course they do, but they want to blame everybody else but themselves.
Speaking of blame shifting, you had mentioned bringing up. Sorry, this is a big jump, but you had mentioned bringing up government shutdown.
Government shutdown.
The blame shift that happens, and it comes from the right too. The right blames the left. The left blames the right.
Perfect example, right?
Yeah.
And this is more your expertise than mine, but this is how I take it, right?
Mhm.
The Republicans want one thing, the Democrats want the other. They can't agree, so the government shuts down. So people that work for the government
Mhm.
have to forgo paychecks
Mhm.
and everything else because you get two political parties that can't decide on how to move forward.
Yeah, I had texted you earlier about that, and I said this reminds me of two little kids in a sandbox fighting over the red fire truck,
Yeah. Yeah.
and both of them don't realize dinner's on the table and it's time to eat. It's like they can't put the truck down and stop arguing with each other to realize their lack of ability to get along, so to speak, or to
Yeah.
come to terms is affecting the people that pay their checks and voted them in.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's a flawed system.
to be honest,
Mhm.
I mean, we will never know the realities of what causes these types of things.
No,
Because
that's
one side blames the other side blames the other, whatever. But it's crazy that we have to shut the government down, suspend people's lives, like how they provide food for their family, because two political parties can't agree. And I mean, I heard, I don't know, this is not something I'm overly, fully vested in, to be honest with you, but I heard it's because the Dems want healthcare, or some shit for illegals,
Mhm.
and the right doesn't.
Mhm.
Why the illegals should have healthcare or, whatever, spend ICE raids, whatever it may be.
Mhm.
Like, I don't understand how we have sanctuary cities in this country.
Yeah.
Like, we got them here, like Athens.
Mhm. Oh, Athens, Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sanctuary city. Like,
There's been a lot of they've started harboring, transient, either homeless or displaced people, and their crime rate went nuts. They lost a poor girl up there due to a transient guy. He was a passerby dude in the city and ended up getting violent, but, yeah, there's a lot of people that
you
are.
mean let's just, the Lincoln Road
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, so he was from Venezuela,
Mhm.
illegal, to New York,
Mhm.
taxpayer-funded flight from New York down to Atlanta,
Mhm.
to Athens, ended up killing a girl. Killed a U.S. citizen, right? And now they want a retrial because they didn't think he got a fair trial.
Mm.
Like, motherfucker, you did it. Like, okay,
Was there, like, a lack of DNA or something, or what was that with that?
I don't know. I mean, but who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like, you commit a crime, you know, as an illegal, you need to go fuck back where you came from.
Yeah. Bare minimum, like, if you're not playing ball by the rules, you gotta leave. If you're even touching a woman after she said, "Don't touch me," and,
Go fuck.
you don't even have our inherent legal rights as an American citizen, you should at least go have a timeout somewhere else. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to like, we're feeding him in jail now. We're still paying for him to be here.
Yeah, they should fry his ass right off the bat. I don't understand where, like, you go to New York,
Mhm.
and you can go commit a crime. I'm going to say this. This is not going to be a very popular opinion, right? I'm just going to say this right now. If you're black and you commit a crime in New York,
Mhm.
you get a warrant to appear, you can fucking disappear. And if you never show up, that's perfectly fine.
The warrant gets what? Thrown out or something, or just
No, they just
sit.
say, fucking, hey, come back.
Mm.
You come appear in court, right? They don't hold them.
There's no detaining process?
No, they just
Process
they
and release?
book them and release them.
Yeah.
Go, right? And they just never show up for court and whatever. For if you guys remember Daniel Penny, white, former Marine,
Mhm.
on a subway,
Mhm.
mentally ill, which is, the popular term for criminal,
Yeah.
threatening people, whatever else. Guy takes him down. Daniel Penny takes him down, chokes him out.
Mhm.
Medics show up. Guy's still breathing, dies. Daniel Penny goes to prison. He goes to jail to await trial,
Mhm.
right? Black guy pushed an old lady in front of the train,
Mhm.
gets caught.
They gave him mental illness or
No, no, go in, get your ticket, see you later. Out the door.
Really?
Yeah, that's New York. That's New York.
So what it sounds like has happened is that.
It's all politics.
Yeah.
It's politics. You know what? Because if you're white, you're a target, right?
Mhm.
If you're black, it's okay. Go commit all the crimes you want.
Mhm.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was up in New York during the different segments of the Biden era. It was bad. The homeless,
Mhm.
displaced, the amount of mental illness walking around that city, crazy. Like, I've never seen so many people yelling at themselves
Mhm.
for no fucking reason.
Yeah, what is that?
It's crazy. And they let these people walk. And you talk about, like, this New York City mayor race, right?
I mean, there's no way to house them all. First off, is a huge problem. Like, you can't do something with that massive of a population just overnight,
No, but here's the thing.
you know?
They're illegal. They're, just displaced folks, right?
Mhm.
They've got shelters. Put them somewhere.
Yeah.
But, like, when you see people shitting in the street, pissing in the street,
Mhm.
attacking citizens just walking down the road because they're off the rocker.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
And you talk about this New York City mayor race. You got Mom Donnie. I don't even know what the fuck that is. That sounds like a bad, a bad fucking disease that you get somewhere.
Yeah.
I've got Mom Donnie disease.
Is that the guy's last name?
Yeah. Zohan, I think his first name, or Zorro or some shit. I don't know.
Mhm.
Free. This guy here, he's left to left. He's part of this new Democratic Socialist group,
Mhm.
right? They're like the fucking Westboro Baptist people of
really?
Christianity,
Yeah.
Christianity, right?
Yeah.
These fuckers are far over there. And so same thing. Remember, I told you there's a plan here, right? Ever since Obama, free.
Mhm.
Free bus fare, universal child care, raise taxes to pay for all this, city-run grocery stores. All this.
That sounds like Nazi Germany.
There's enough fucking rich people in New York City because let's be honest, in New York City, you have to be a millionaire to live in New York City.
Mhm.
How are these people saying, "Hey, that's my guy"? Like, he wants to tax the rich because it's all the rich, all the rich people that are successful.
their fault, so
It's
to
their
speak.
fucking fault
Yeah.
that someone's not successful. So you should give up more of your money for the people that don't wanna work. And he wants to have, what somebody called, it was funny. They called it mental health facility on wheels. So free fucking bus fare. So
Oh,
these
yeah.
fucking nutcases could ride the bus. They're already on the subways. Like, you can't even go on a subway in New York. Too fucking dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
I was up there, and I'm telling you, every morning you watch the news, it was entertaining as shit. Hey, so and so got stabbed in the head last night on the fucking subway.
Then lit his own clothes on fire.
Some person got
Yeah.
flashed in the face. And here's the thing, around Times Square and other areas, they got all these signs, gun-free zones. People get fucking shot there all the time.
Yeah.
People get fucking killed. So listen, if New York is so gun-free, how the fuck are people getting shot?
Yeah.
It's criminals that have black market guns. When people listen, if you're in New York or New Jersey or Connecticut or any LA, California, wherever, and they're telling you that this is a gun-free state, city, whatever it may be.
It means you are gun free.
Yeah, what it means is that you cannot defend yourself against an armed criminal, right? Because criminals will always get guns. And
Or cars. Or a bucket of acid to throw in your face. It doesn't matter the whatever.
when you start limiting
Mhm.
gun ownership,
Mhm.
you limit citizens from being able to protect themselves and their families against, some type of fucking delusional madman. That's exactly what they're telling you. And
That's another common sense topic.
yeah, like, here's the thing: have guns, be safe with them, right?
But you can't put your head in the sand and pretend like because a sign says there's no guns allowed in this store, that about 3 people in there probably have one. You can't pretend that sign protects you.
My last night in New York, 3 people shot in Times Square. Fucking sirens woke me up.
Yeah.
How's that possible? That sign says it's gun free. How the fuck is that possible? Because nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, you carry a gun up there, you get busted, you fucking go right on the Rikers or MCC.
Well, they'll think I'm some kind of conspiracist or something.
Yeah, or same with me,
Mhm.
right? I get caught, hey, you're in trouble. You're a 14-year-old kid, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand how there's too much money in New York City to allow, the Mamdani,
Mhm.
whatever fucking disease that is,
Mhm.
to get in office. And Como was like, I want to win. Como, you're a shitbag too,
Yeah.
right? Because, listen, he's had his time of passing legislation and so forth that have not helped the situation in New York. The only person that is running that's actually worth a shit is the Slaywa, Curtis Slaywa, right? Republican,
Mhm.
founder of the Guardian Angels, right? And I'm not just saying it because he's a Republican, whatever. But here's the thing: New York City would not be the New York City that we've known it as without Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
Right? Giuliani came in, cleaned that place up because New York City of the 80s was a shithole. And if it was a shithole back then, it'd be even fucking worse right now, 50 years later.
Yeah.
Right?
Like Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, worse, you know? So, listen, we need to clean that place up. And here's the thing. Mamdani wants to make it a LGBTQ plus. I don't know what the fuck the plus is. I thought the LGBTQ fucking pretty much covers everything that you know, people are fucking confused about. And a sanctuary city.
The plus gives control to people to say whatever they want they are. It could be a cat or whatever.
Well, let me tell you who doesn't accept that, right?
Yeah.
Is because I called the Social Security office. Right?
Okay, just so y'all listening know, he probably really did this.
And I told him I fucking identify as a 65-year-old male that wants to fucking retire. So can you start sending me my benefits?
Send my check, yeah.
Yeah, and they told me to go fuck myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't work for them.
So from the medical background, when I was getting out, we had extensive training on how to manage transitioning members. But you know what never changed? What never changed was you can't give medicine for a girl to a boy. It could kill them. So biologically, so we would have to present our cases as I'm managing a biologically born male presenting as female. Now you talk about playing with your life. You were playing with your life because if medicine wasn't already hard enough, good luck now. Because now you're on so many hormones, we don't know what to do. Listen, this isn't new. Dude, people since the Renaissance times have been dressing up like women and taking it in the hole they're not supposed to. This isn't a new concept, man. I just don't understand why it has, like, go wear a dress. Man, you do it. And you know what? You might do it better than half the girls. Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand. No, I do understand. It's that somebody figured out they can make a platform with it and increase their votes. And then that person is going to go to sleep at night knowing they don't. You know what's crazy too? The people that claim they support LGBTQ, it's lip service. It's to get your notoriety and use it so they can advance their career. It's here today, gone tomorrow, just so they can win.
I'm gonna tell you my thing is I don't like chicks that have dicks.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's just weird to me.
sometimes I wonder, but
No, I mean, fucker. I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I'm gonna tell you a story, right? And then we're gonna wrap this fucking shitty ass first episode up. Listen, I hope you guys are enjoying. I know it's a lot of banter back and forth, and I hope you guys have some personality to you when it comes to this because, you know, we like to have fun.
gotta laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have laugh. I mean, sometimes you can't take yourself too serious, right? That's how you get in trouble. And but we do try and talk about, you know, relevant things and just common sense things. But I'm gonna end on this story here, and then Casey's gonna tell you how to find us after that if he can fucking read the paper in front of him. I don't know. 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe last year. I think 2 years ago. I don't know, whatever. So I'm in New York with a family, and across the street from the hotel is a nice building. And I'm outside smoking cigarettes. It's nighttime. And across, so I'm sitting there and I look across the building, and here comes this girl. And from a distance, like this is my eyesight's not fucking great, but from a distance she doesn't look too bad, right? And she's walking across to me.
She got you.
And she's got like a raspy voice, which, you know, some girls have raspy voices. I don't mind that, right? It's kind of
Joan Jett vibe.
What's that?
The Joan Jett vibe.
Yeah, it was just like, all right,
Yeah. Kind of dark.
kind of, you know, youngish girl, whatever. And she's talking, and I'm sitting there looking. And I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of Adam's apple. You know what I mean?
Dang.
And like, as she's talking to me, I'm looking at these other chicks walking by. I'm like looking at their throat, and I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at and like, this thing's got tits, at least what I think are tits. Yeah, I don't know. They're small, but they're there. I'm not trying to look down her shirt.
Right.
You know, I'm looking for like, you know, whatever. And she's talking to me, and I'm like, at this point, I'm fucking demoralized because I'm not quite sure what
It
this
hits
is.
you. It hit you.
Well, I'm just like, you know, listen, I don't know what the fuck this is. And here I am, I'm like, oh, you know, she's coming over. Like, I knew she'd come to me. She's looking right at me. And I'm like, oh, fucking brother still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so old, you know. I still got it, right? And then I'm like, ah, shit, I don't know, you know. And I'm looking at other girls, and I don't know. And she says, so I'm going to the bar. She was in there at the hotel. She walks away, and I'm thinking in my mind, like, man, somebody's getting tricked tonight. Like, because that looks like a chick, but I'm not 100% sure. And some drunk guy's going to go home, and they're going to be in for a fucking surprise.
Yeah, what happens then?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
What do you do then?
Man, I don't know. I don't want to know. But
I mean, I guess you have to run
and
for your life.
and the door guy comes out, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that dude? He's like, I think so. I was like, fuck.
Might have been like a prostitute or something. A male, female prostitute.
I don't know. But I was like, so me being me, you know, I had to make a joke of it, right? So I went and told my family. I was like, I fucking almost got picked up last night. My wife is looking at me. She's like, what? And the kids are kind of looking at me. And I'm like, yeah, well, I think it was a fucking dude dressed up as a chick. And they fucking laughed. And I was like, man, I was feeling confident. I was like, you know, I still got it, whatever. No, I ain't got shit.
I feel like dudes now in their 20s that are out on the dating scene, they need to have a female co-pilot. Counter to how we used to do it as a male co-pilot. Like, hey, dude, you gotta be my wingman tonight. Make sure I don't get myself in a bind. Now you need to have a female because she'll tell you quick, like, hey, bro, I think that's a dude.
It's dangerous, man. Like, I don't know how you even know. Like, okay,
It's evil.
you look at like fucking Caitlyn Jenner, like you know that's a fucking dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine, okay? Imagine this. You know, you go back 20 years, 30 years, and you see fucking Bruce Jenner, Olympian, you see OJ, you know, football great, whatever else. Dude, you have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
that shit's gone fucking sideways. You know, OJ fucking killed his wife.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about that, right? Bruce Jenner turns to a fucking woman. And I'm just like, man, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah, it's like a movie.
It's like a really bad movie.
It's like a Alfred Hitchcock
Like
movie.
one of fucking Whoopi Goldberg's shit-ass movies. Can you name me one Whoopi Goldberg movie?
I don't know any Whoopi Goldberg movies.
Nobody does.
I
Nobody watches.
genuinely don't. And it has nothing to do with, I mean, like, regardless if she was a good or bad person, I've just never seen one.
That's why nobody watched her shit-ass show either. Nobody knows the fuck she is. She looks like a homeless person. So there you go.
If you liked what you heard today, it's the tip of the iceberg, I promise. It's probably going to get worse.
I don't know if I even like what I heard today, but I'm hoping you guys do.
We definitely got a little distracted, but we're obviously on YouTube, Spotify, all the socials, all the popular mainstream socials. We appreciate you guys joining us. Yeah.
Comment.
Comment. Yeah.
Ask questions. Like, listen, we love
ask if you can join. If we feel like you have something that's worth bringing on here, we'll get you on.
We love to open this up. We love to get comments. We love to respond, make part of the conversation. Because like I said, we don't have all the answers. You know, we try and look at things from a common sense lens of, you know, one plus one is two, right? It's never going to be 3, 4, or 5. We got something wrong, something you disagree with, something you think we're missing, or even valid points to support what we're saying. You know, let us know. Tell us, man, because we'd love to hear. Other than that, don't fall for no chicks with dicks, man. They're dangerous.
All right, guys, take care.